just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Packer Up, boys. We are back. It feels like forever. It honestly feels like forever. But what happened last week? We were down...
No, you were in Bathurst.
Bathurst last week, so it feels like forever. Brought to you by Grumpy Coffee, guys. This is the very grumpy, beautiful, beautiful coffee, guys. The amount of reviews we've been getting have been absolutely phenomenal. We even got one review. You know what? I'll save it for Monday, but there was one really funny review about a bloke tricking his wife. So... stay tuned for that. People are loving the coffee, guys. We've got an 85 cupping rating, and that's because we source the best Arabica beans. So 85 out of 100 for a blend is like nearly as good as you can get. For single source, you can go a bit higher. Obviously, I don't think you can even get 100 unless there's like some super rare one. So this is like high quality stuff, guys. You will not be disappointed. Go to grumpycoffee.com.au. We've got every day. We've got very grumpy, it's a bit darker. We've got pods, we've got whole, we've got ground, we've got it all. grumpycoffee.com.au. Give it a try. You will not be disappointed. And shoot any dramas at all, you just shoot customer service a message. They'll take care of you. Anyway, welcome to Packer Up, boys. Matty, how you been, bros?
I'm good. It's been a weird week because obviously we pre-recorded the Monday show last week because it's the season review goes for so long. It's funny how your week just changes dramatically not doing the Monday show. Like yeah. I feel like when it came on Thursday and we came in here for the DMP yesterday, I feel like I hadn't used any of this equipment for like 4 years.
Man, and I'm not going to sit and pretend like I'm the hardest worker ever, because I'm not. There are people that are working way harder than me. But I tell you what, so I had, I think, pretty much like 3 days where just had to do like little stuff, like a post here or there, or just keep track with the news, like just little stuff. And I felt like a loser because I'm like, what? It's Wednesday and I'm at home just sitting here. Like,
yeah,
it's just so weird. You just get so caught up in the season that when it ends, you're just like, what the? It's so weird.
Yeah, you're so used to that routine. But like, I kind of feel guilty is not the right word.
I feel guilty.
I kind of felt guilty. Yeah. I'm kind of like, just kind of doing this, doing that, kind of cruising on a Wednesday.
And mate, it feels guilty. Like you feel like it's hard to explain. Like almost. Lose is the wrong word, but it just feels like that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. I don't know. It's super weird. But anyway, so it's good to be back here. Well, obviously, as always in the off-season, guys, there'll be a lot of player interviews. Continue to do this. We might add another review show potentially, but a lot of player interviews this. Maybe even do some streaming in the off-season. That's something I've done it before, but that's something I might consider doing it again. What I want to do, and we've, as I said, we've done it years and years and years ago, where we would watch the footy and chat while watching the footy in and this was in basically like the normal setup for the Monday show, but we're watching footy. So we did that like years and years and years ago, and we stopped for a while just because we had so much going. But what I would want to do is, instead of doing it so it's like a full-on setup with multiple people, do it like a stream where I'm just watching it at my computer and I'm interacting, like it's like a chat, like Twitch or YouTube, and it's just like interacting. In between things, we can react to videos together or just watch shit together. That's something that I probably am going to start doing at maybe in the Pac Champs, but definitely by round one next year. Definitely by round one next year. Anyway, make sure to give us a follow on the feed as well, guys. Sportsbet feed, a massive thank you to Sportsbet. And like and subscribe, guys. It really, really helps. Also, just quickly as well, so yesterday we did the podcast, the DMP, and there was a lot of dribble, and there were a lot of new faces in the comments section. A lot of people were really, really disappointed we didn't speak about Pac Champs. Listen, you haven't been here for a while, so I understand why you would have that assumption, because I'd be pissed too. I'd be like, I'm at a rugby league show, and the biggest thing happening, they're not talking about it, and they're talking about Chinese whispers and fucking, Reece Walsh's boots. Like, what's going on here? Thursday has always been about dribble, guys. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is about in-depth analysis in rugby league with a bit of jokes on Friday too. Funnily enough, Friday was supposed to be just shit as well.
Yeah.
But we kind of noticed that people like, listen, Kempy, we want footy chat from you. So we obviously, audience always comes first. But yeah, just so you know, Thursday is pure dribble. Sometimes you might get a preview, but usually you're just getting nonsense. But
not rarely, seriously.
Yeah,
you rarely get a preview.
You rarely, because for two reasons. Like the boys, they don't want to be previewing stuff, not because they don't like footy. It's because they don't want to pretend like they know shit about footy.
I remember 2 years ago, we used to call it the round 24 preview, and we were like, that
was our fault.
We probably should change that.
Yeah, that was our fault because... Yeah, it just... Anyway, so you'll get the review today, guys, when it comes to New Zealand, Samoa, Tonga, all the Pac Champs, and then you've obviously got the Ashes coming up as well. So we'll get to that in the show today. But yeah, what's been going on, Matty? What else has been going on in your life?
Yeah, it's so weird when rugby league ends because you're in that full routine. But yeah, I'm going away this weekend with my family, like a nice family trip. We do it every year. Our family go we pick a wine country somewhere in New South Wales. So down in Gerringong, which is pretty sure Guru has a caravan down there. So I wonder if
caravan.
Yeah,
does Guru have a caravan? Own a caravan?
I think his family have a caravan down in Gerringong.
No way.
Yeah.
Imagine the big Roo out the front of a caravan, just laying back, watching highlights of the 2000 whatever tour of England.
Well, that's how he knows because he always talks about Tyron Wishart being from around Reuben Garrick.
Oh, okay.
He's very well versed in the Gerringong area. That's Guru's hunting ground.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Now, Guru actually did. So Guru linked this to us, and I just wanted to send this out to a young footy player that's had to medically retire at 19 years old, Sam Stevenson, young Gold Coast Titans player. Roo tells me that he probably would have debuted next year. He played for Queensland just recently. I'm not sure the reason for retirement, but I just wanted to send a shout out to the young fella. And, it's obviously very hard. You identify with the league, since you were a very, very young kid. But I think, when things like this happen, if you apply all the things that made you great at rugby league to life, you'll be successful. There is definitely, it's really tough to see right now, but there is so much more to life. And it's tough to see. Trust me, you had told me that when I was 19, I said there's literally nothing. Sport is all I got. But eventually you'll find your way through it. And as I said, if you would apply everything you've done to be great at what you do currently into whether it's work, life, whatever, you'll be great at that too. So just wanted to send a shout out to the young fella.
There's a young man from South who he had to retire. To be fair, it was announced a few months ago now, but he loved it through medical advice. I don't know what the actual circumstances were, but another young gun. I remember Jai Arrow a few years ago, he had him on your podcast and you asked him who were the couple of young guys and Benny Lovett was one of the guys that he mentioned. So
a
bit of a sad end, but
sucks, man. It just sucks. It's like you forget how lucky you are just to even be in a position to try to play first grade. So to both the young fellas, it genuinely, if you all the things about waking up early, getting into training, dedicating yourself to your craft, if you do that and other things in your life, actually do that, you will be better than 95% of your competition. Because 95% of your competition will not do that kind of intense focus on what they're doing. And look, if you don't want to do that and your focus is more on, family or just living your life, that's also cool too.
Yeah.
Hopefully the young fellas transition well.
I was going to say, and I know we're not an AFL show ever, but have you paid any attention to this trade drama that's been going on?
Mate, look, any reasonable person can admit that if we could have some sort of equivalent, it would be super entertaining.
Honestly, it has been absolute cinema, and I do not have a dog in the fight at all. Yeah. So basically, the Essendon Bombers captain, and they haven't won a finals game in 20 years, right? So they're terrible. But he's played his whole career with them. He's their best player. He's their captain. He wants to bounce, but Essendon won't let him go unless they get something big in return. And he wants to go to Hawthorn, who are their main rivals apawrently. And they asked for 4 first-round draft picks or something. Anyway.
I think Hawthorn wanted Essendon wanted... Hawthorn. Essendon. Essendon wanted a current player that is good for the captain, but Hawthorn were only offering, I think it was a first-round pick and then 2 second-round picks, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, it's something like that.
It's just quickly. And a first-round pick, what that means is that you get first choice at the draft out of all the clubs.
Yeah.
For the best young talent in the competition.
Yeah. So it's number a first round. I don't know how long a round goes for. I'm gonna say,
just say 10 players.
Whatever it is. Yeah. But anyway, so there's footage of his manager with the Hawthorn people, and he's just blowing up. A Hawthorn player put up a photo of Alcatraz and then tagged Essendon on his bloody story. Obviously, it was deleted, but too late.
Good stuff.
It honestly, I don't care, but it's just been absolute cinema.
Mate, it's sports cinema. We all, NRL, AFL, I don't watch any AFL. However, you'd be silly not to think that that's not entertaining. You could watch it in NFL, you could watch it in cricket, any sport where there's that kind of drama, it's just super entertaining. Now, my understanding of the situation though is the dude signed a long-term contract and he wants to leave 2 years early.
Yeah.
I'm just not I am the last person to speak about it because I don't know the details. But I'm always a big believer of if you sign a long-term contract and your club doesn't want to let you go, you got to cop it on the chin, man.
I agree with that, and please correct me in the comments.
Yeah, we're probably
someone.
wrong. There's probably some crazy shit that's going on.
But I do know that they've changed their coach in the last year. I think the CEO came and gone in the last year. Like, there's just a million moving parts, and this club has just been, going down and down and down. So I think a lot of stuff has changed. But he did still sign the contract. He did.
Yeah.
But bloody hell, like, now he has to stay at Essendon. Surely his fans are going to just boo him round one next year. He's their captain. It's going to be awkward at preseason. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, I got no problem with a player asking the question and saying, like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, because as you said, there's so much stuff that happens at clubs where you're like, bro, you are not providing a good environment for this player to be good. So why should he continue to stay when you aren't doing your job? If he wasn't doing his job, you'd brush him in a second.
Yeah.
But you as administration aren't doing your job, but he's got to cop it. And so I got no issue with a player asking, but I am a big believer, like, if it gets to a certain point where you can see the club is like, no, we will not let you go. I'm not a fan of the player that takes the next step of, like, leaking stuff, agitating.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. I think that, yes, if the club is bad at what they do, I can understand a player's frustration and want to leave. However, the security of that long-term deal, when you signed it because of the security.
Yes.
And now you don't need it. Yeah, anyway, so is what it is. Look, the funny thing is we have these same problems in rugby league.
Yeah. There was a I think Carlton player who signed with Sydney with like 3 minutes to go, and like my mate who's a AFL tragic was literally watching Fox Sports News, like watching it all unfold. Like it's pure cinema.
The only thing I'd say, and we don't know, like, AFL people will know better than us. The benefit that we have with league though is transfer talk is literally every single day of the year.
Yeah.
And so, like, although we don't get this dramatic, is it a week showdown?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. A dramatic week or 2 week showdown, which is pure cinema. What we do get is anytime we're always in the news with trades. Now, the argument against that could be AFL probably sit there and go, well, there's still chat about trade. It just doesn't happen until then. But there's fucking chat all the way up till the 2 weeks. Now, if you could prove to me that is the case, that AFL's trade talk is as much as we do throughout the year, and they have the trade window, then I'd be like, let's get the trade window in here.
Yeah.
Now, it's hard because we don't have the draft, and that's what they trade.
And that's the thing, that's such a huge element, having the draft. And I don't think a draft is right for rugby league, because, like, why then would Penrith put any money into their juniors, for example?
I will say, like, surely, because, like, there's trade windows in the EPL and they don't have a draft. So surely we could still have windows that the only time these trades can happen is now.
Yeah, that'd just replace November 1. It'd just be in June 30. I don't think we have June 30 anymore. But
June 30 is gone.
Windows and stuff. You could have it.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that would make it less dramatic is you have less to barter with, like, because you don't have the draft trades.
I completely agree. It wouldn't be as dramatic.
You've only got really money to barter with.
Yeah.
And with the way with money works is, like, you either have the money or you don't. So, like, whereas like a draft trade, you might go, oh, we only budgeted to give 2 picks away. Oh, fuck it, we'll give 3 away. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, money, because it's so vital to the business, they're like, no, your fucking budget is $1 million. You literally are not going across that. So there'd be less times of that happening. But anyway, look, it has been cinema. I can't lie. Also was cinema going down to PAX.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was cinema.
It was cinema. And I'll tell you what's sick. Lontel gave us this. We got 50 of these. It's Bloke and a Bar VIP collection. This is number 1 from PAX. They're actually good quality. I don't know what we're going to do to give these away, but we're going to give away these 50 collector items. Never done this before, to be honest. But yeah, Lontel made us these. So this is number 1. This is staying in the studio. Again, I'm not sure what kind of competition we'll do to be able to give this away, but they're just a cool little knick-knack. Could you call this a knick-knack?
I can't
Paddywhack, give a dog a bone. What is knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone? I wonder where that originated.
This old man is
coming home.
Yeah.
What's that song that's actually about a dude dying?
I know that Ring Around the Rosie is a bit like it's about the plague.
A tissue, we all fall down.
Yeah.
Which is like cough, cough, we all fall down. Fuck. Yeah, who makes a song about that shit,
And
bro?
then why do they make it a bloody children's nursery rhyme?
What the fuck? Oh, the Old Man is Snoring song. I think that's about a
drunk.
A drunk. Yes, that's it. Yeah. A drunk. Like all of these, when you find out the reality of songs and that is it just takes away all the magic from the world. Like, you know what
honestly,
I mean? Everything's
I
shit.
hate it. Yeah.
Everything's shit. Like, can we not have anything that's like, oh, how sweet? It's like, no, everything's fucked.
I see like memes now of like, I missed the world when I didn't realize what the world was.
100%. 100%.
And I was like too innocent to realize what was going on.
You know what I really liked about being young is you still thought that there was like magic in the world.
Yep.
You like were like, you know, oh, there's some unexplored thing in the world, or like there's stuff we don't know. And it's like, as you get older, it's like, nah. I mean, there's magic, but it's in the things like, you know, love and all that kind of carry on. I went for a run the other day and it officially confirmed I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my God, bro. Because I haven't exercised in so long.
Yeah.
And I looked at my watch to see how fast I went and it just said piece of shit. Fucking hell, bro. What the hell is going on?
Did you go trot around the Shire?
Yeah, no, when I say around the show, I'm talking like 2 streets and then back home.
Oh, yeah.
20-minute run. Pathetic stuff. But okay, let's get into some of the news, guys. I was going to say, yes, massive thank you to Lontel. Going down to PAX, it was absolutely awesome. Guys, go to lontel.net.au/blog. You pay daily, guys. It's not like you don't have to lock yourself into this crazy contract or pay monthly. You just pay for what you use. So you can pause it, you can speed it up, you can crank it to the highest speeds, which you've seen me do. You can go to the lower speeds where it's more affordable. Really, it's internet for the future. Like, you see all these different businesses, you know, they're changing the models of, like, back in the day, it was like, you've got to sign up for a 3-year contract, otherwise we're not going to send you the motor, like all that kind of crazy stuff. Now it's like actual business suited to people's needs. So lontel.net.au/bloke. Make sure to use the code. You get 7 days free, $25 credit, no credit card, no contract needed. It's literally, there's no friction to try it. You can try it and be like, I don't like it. Nothing. All good. Okay, doggies, they have a new logo. Look, it's polarized, the Bulldogs community, let's just put it that way. I don't mind the picture. Like, I like, it's just a little bit too cartoony for me. And that's why I'm not too negative on it, because the Bulldogs can just tweak this a little bit and be sweet. And so, like, it just, because it's so cartoony, it stands out too much on the jersey, because nothing else on the jersey is cartoony. I understand what the doggies are thinking, you know, about merchandise and all that stuff. And so, you know, I'm not in the camp of like, that's fucking terrible, like that sucks. I'm not in the camp of it at all. But I think when you see a lot of people talking about, oh, that's AI, like, even though it's not AI, someone's putting a lot of work into it. It's the cartoony nature of it.
Yeah.
I reckon if they just like maybe like shaded it down a bit, I'm not an artist, bro, I don't know what, but like just made it look a bit more gutter, a bit more dirty, you know, just a bit more like, a bit closer to the blue collar, you know, part of rugby league. So I think it's a good logo then, if it's less cartoony.
So I like it, and I think what I'm about to say links back to your point. I like it because when I think of like iconic rugby league logos, I think of Bulldogs 2004, where it's just the head and like the 2 teeth are like sticking out, and it's got like the triangle thing, like that logo. I'll put it up on the screen actually.
Yeah, it's a cool logo. Cool logo.
I reckon that could be my favorite rugby league logo, and because they went away from that. Because the one before that was like kind of similar to the one they had last year. And now they've gone kind of back to the head. And I like it. It made me feel like a kid again. But now that you say that, I still like the 2004 one better, which is more grungy and more like, I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah, look, we don't know art, guys. Like, we're probably the last people to even comment on this kind of stuff.
But I like it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It just, the problem at the moment with its art direction, it's not a timeless art direction. This will date really poorly. Whereas like some of the old logos that you see that are like, for example, the old Doggies logo, they're using symbols and that have stood the test of time. So like no matter, like it's why, you know, like vintage stuff is great. That vintage stuff is usually stuff that hasn't aged poorly and it stands the test of time. So like that's why some of these old school logos are usually timeless, like they can be brought back into other jerseys because they aren't as, I guess, current as this. Like this seems very current. Like
it does, yeah.
The brightness of it, and so that's why I reckon if they could just shade it down a little bit and add a bit more grit to it, I don't mind it. Because like when you think about it, like that with a bit more shading brought down, a bit grungier on the middle of a hat, it's great.
Yeah,
it's all good on a badge on the back, sick. But that like that. Right now, as an adult, I wouldn't wear a cartoony hat like that.
Yeah.
Because it's too cartoony. Now, as I said, the good thing is, and look, they might not want to change it. We might be the loud minority right now. Most people might love it. But if they are looking to tweak it a little bit, that's easy to do because I think the dog looks cool. I love the collar. I really do like the collar and how the circle wraps around like that. I think that's really cool. It's just the cartooniness that
it could be too detailed, like just a little bit much. That's if I had any criticism.
Yeah, because it looks a little bit like I reckon kids would love it.
Yes,
which is. League is such a bizarre business because most businesses have a very specific demographic and they can just create stuff for that demographic. Whereas League, you've got the next generation have to absolutely love your club. Then you've got middle, 18 to 25-year-olds that have to think your club's not cringe. And then you've got 30-year-olds to 40-year-olds that have to be like, almost in the middle of those, the older and the younger. Then you've got the older that are like, we want tradition. We want something that has value, that has stood the test of time. And you've got to create a logo for all those people. That's friggin' hard as. That is hard.
This is such a pivot, but like perfect example is John Cena in the WWE. Like when 20 years ago, when he was this like rapper dude and like, obviously that like kids kind of liked it, but like, teenagers loved it and all that.
Yeah.
And then he was like, it was his decision. He's like, there's too many kids for me to be like saying this stuff. So he like fully changed his image.
Yeah.
He got booed. Sorry, not booed. He got like mixed responses from the audience for like 10 years. Like you can't please everyone.
Yeah, you can't. And that's what's so hard about these logos is like, mate, I'm telling you right now, kids would froth that. Like imagine if I'm a 10-year-old kid, I'll be like, mate, I need a Bulldogs hat today.
When I was a kid, I used to like draw every logo.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's why I love the Bulldogs one so much. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. And so like it's just, as I said, if they could just grunge it up a little bit, and I don't mean change anything other than the shading a bit, like the brightness of because when you look at the jersey, it hits you. Like,
see, I don't think it looks good on the jersey. I reckon it's too big on the jersey almost.
Yeah. But also like on the jersey, it's all just like traditional straight lines, arrows, a normal shield. There's no cartoony shapes on this at all. And then it just, boom, there's this like totally different art style is just sitting right there. And also like, funnily enough, it is its own unique shape too, because it's not really a shield because the ears stick, the circle comes out underneath the ears. So it's, yeah. So look, I do, it's like if you're an artist right now and you were the one that put this up, like you've got way more guts than I do because I couldn't handle the criticism or just the whole thing. So,
but to be fair, that artist, the amount of like red tape that artist had to go through, he or she would have had to like get so many things approved, denied, blah,
well,
blah.
They had to essentially add every bit of history into one logo of the Dogs. So look, I'll be totally honest. I don't absolutely hate it. I think I don't like it either, but I think a few tweaks could make it good.
Yeah.
I do think, I will say that this is just the first few days. Sometimes logos take some time. I think it was the Titans one where I was like, what? When I first saw it.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, yeah, pretty good. It's all right.
That's like anything really, I guess.
Well, so look, give it some time.
But people do generally, like the first thing people like to do is criticize.
Well, change is hard.
Yeah.
Like we are so anti-change. It's almost like a biological need because change used to mean you get killed back in the day.
Yeah. Mate, I'm a South fan. They haven't changed their jersey in 120 years. It's the best. Their home jersey and away jersey looks the exact same. It's like, it's mad. I love it.
And like, imagine if they changed it just even a little bit. You'd be like, what the fuck's going on?
Honestly, whenever they change it, I'm always the first one blowing up in our group chat. If they steer different to that red and green stripes, I'm furious.
Yeah, because I was looking at retro jerseys the other day and he was talking about people that are having new jerseys coming in. Yeah, so look, I'm looking at when I first saw the Gold Coast Titans new logo a few years ago, I was like, I don't really like it. Now I'm like, you know what? I think it's better. I actually do like the original one though. It's pretty cool.
The Titans 07 logo is so good.
Is it the gold one you're talking about at the top?
Yeah, the one on the far right.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do like that. However, as I said, when I first saw the Gold Coast Titan ones, I was like, just can't cop it. Now I'm like, nah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it could be the same with the doggies. So, yeah, I mean, I guess the good thing is regardless of whether you love it or you don't like it, it is good to just see this Bulldogs new organisation, this new look, this new vibe, this new era, really like leaning into this is a new era. Like we are not the team that struggled on the bottom of the table anymore. We are a powerhouse club, and we're going to change a few things to reflect that. You know, we are a new breed.
Yep.
No pun intended. And so I like that. I really do. I like the fact that they're trying to push forward, and you know, it's always easier to like be safe. It's easy to go, nah, not rocking the boat, not try things, and like you might miss once, but you might nail 3 other things. And so like I just like that they're trying to move forward into the modern era, which is it's cool. It's really cool.
Agree.
Give a shout out to massive shout out to Aspley Mazda and Luke Camilleri. Give Lukey a follow, LDC_01. He's going to join us on Monday.
Yep.
I'm going to maybe have a picture of Benny Hunt up of my face and just say, hey, was he at the Dragons and he won a premiership? Anyway. Lukey loves the banter. Absolute legend. Guys, if you need a car, do I even need to say it? Trust me, there are so many bloke community members that have messaged me and said Lukey's an absolute legend. If you need one, or if you're just looking or thinking about it, just shoot him a message. He will absolutely take care of you. I've got my car from him, my wife's car from him, Lexi goes to him, Jaral Yayi, Jaya Pataya, Isaiah Katoa, you name it. And it's not because like all these people don't know each other and just like mates. Like it's purely because his service is the best you can get. Turbo has reportedly agreed to a 1-year extension with Manly, keeping him there until the end of 2027. An interesting one. It probably says, I mean, a 1-year extension. I'm trying to figure out what it says.
Yeah, is it Turbo kicking the can down the road, or is it Manly kicking the can down the road? And then
if I'm Turbo, I'm like, mate, don't even give him a year. Like, just... And if it's them, like, don't, like...
If I had to pick, I feel like this is Turbo.
It has to be Turbo.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, if they're trying to force a year extension, he's taking that.
Yeah.
So, I guess, what does that say? Is it...
It must be for the original offer as well. It does have to be.
Maybe more, and he's going to back himself in?
Maybe more.
I guess that's probably the angle, is like, he's like, okay, I'll take a little bit of a cut, but I'm going to back myself in that by that 27 year, I would have played 40 games in the last 2 years, and my price is going to be through the roof.
I actually don't mind that, from all parties. Like, it's certainly less of a risk for Manly, even though they don't deserve him, to be honest.
That's what I mean. Selfishly, and I know I'm speaking selfishly, and I know Manly fans, I know that this is totally the opposite of what you're going to hear, but they don't deserve him, bro. To disrespect Tom Trbojevic the way they have is honestly, listen, I'd get it if it was a player that, had done some dumb stuff off the field and it was a bit here or there. Not players that literally have already asked for pay cuts. Literally has gone to the club and said, please pay me less. Has a player in the history done that?
Highly doubt it.
Surely he at the very least deserves an honest and open discussion of what the Manly Seagulls, rather than this bizarre, trying to sneak contracts in with changes and being changing and agreeing to things, then going back on them. Surely if there's one family at the club that doesn't deserve that, is Tommy. And people go, oh, come on, mate. That's just how they feel. It's they can still feel that way. Just do it in an honest, open way. As I said, I've been on record saying, if the Manly came out and said, we're going in a totally different direction, I'd be like, I can kind of get it. He takes up a lot of the salary cap. He's getting up towards nearly 30 years old or 29 years old.
Yeah, he's 29 next year.
Okay, I understand that. So it's not me sitting here saying that Manly just should roll out the red carpet for Tommy and give him everything he wants. It's how it's done that I just don't understand. This is how you treat a bloody rookie that you're trying to take the mickey out of, to a degree. Not a club legend that is one of the best blokes in the world and that has already indicated he's willing to do what's right for the club.
And if this happened at, I'll just pick a club, the Roosters. You could, half of me to say maybe there was actually just a breakdown of communication.
Yeah.
But this has happened before with Manly.
Yeah. And it's Tom Trbojevic.
It's Tom Trbojevic.
Yeah.
Nobody loves, the only person that might love Manly more than Tom Trbojevic is Jake Trbojevic.
Yeah, seriously. It's if this was any other player, I'd almost go, okay, there's a small chance that the player, is trying to get more cash and he was the one that changed a few things. I'm more than happy to have that conversation. With Tommy Turbo, there couldn't be an easier bloke to deal with when it comes to Like, yeah. So anyway,
And what he does, like, seriously, like, cooking the bloody barbecue for the Monavale Raiders under sixes, like, that makes people go for Manly.
Like,
What he does for Manly goes far beyond what he does on the footy field.
honestly, respectfully, from a perspective of how liked the club is, if Tommy Turbo and Jakey left tomorrow, it would probably be one of the more disliked clubs in the competition.
Well, Manly have historically been a hated club, and I actually think that the brothers have changed that fully.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, look, from a perspective of empathizing with the Manly fans and understanding like that's their star, they want him at the club, I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's going to sign a 1-year extension. If it's true, the thing is we don't really know what's true or not true anymore in this whole situation. If it's true, I'm happy for Manly fans.
Of course I'm happy for Manly fans. Like, I think of South with Reynolds, like, they disrespected Reynolds as well. That's what my opinion is. And he ended up leaving. And, like, as a South fan, you're allowed to be annoyed that he's leaving, but also annoyed at what the club's done. So, yeah, I'm happy for Manly fans. But Manly fans should be annoyed at what's going on.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, because it's like, what I don't get about it as well, it's so unnecessary.
It's so...
Like, why? It's like they enjoy the drama. I just don't get it.
Yeah, puts them in the news or something.
Yeah, maybe. All right, let's talk about some pack champs, guys. Some pack champs on KO, obviously, guys. Watch it on KO. It's the best in the biz. Also, the summer cricket has started. Watch it also on KO. But let's talk about some of these games. Okay, we have New Zealand versus Samoa. And talk about clashes. My God.
Can I read you out the forward pack clash?
Yeah, I was about to do it because it is like, you read it out. It is honestly mind-blowing.
Honestly, I was reading it this morning. I was like, holy moly. So the front row battle is Fisher, Harris and Leota versus Josh Papali'i and Payne Haas. That itself is already hectic, all right? Then we've got the second row. Britton Nikora versus Isaiah Papali'i, and Isaiah Papali'i versus Jaden Sewer and Jeremiah Nanai. And then the locks are Tarpany versus Junior Bauer. That is an unbelievable forward pack battle.
What? And look, this Kiwi side, Xavier Willison couldn't even make the side.
And, yeah, I know, which is, firstly, I think...
He should be in there.
I think he should be in there.
Yeah.
But on the bench for each team, I'm just going to pick out one player. Nafahu White for New Zealand and Terrell May for Samoa.
Both of them, for a period, like both of them could have been up for Dally M front row of the year. Like, I actually think Terrell should have won with Payne.
Definitely.
But White was also phenomenal. It is crazy. It's crazy.
Even like the halves, like Brown and Foran versus Blaze Talangi and Luai. And then the back row, the backline Chans, Asako, Timoko, Casey McLean and Ronaldo. Like hectic backline versus RTS, To'o, Isaac Tungo, Dean Mariner and Murray Talangi. Oh my God. I don't know what's better, the backs or the forwards.
It's insane. Like, we're really in a special place. The fact that, like, a lot of places, people have gone back to their heritage. Like, we truly are in one of the great times in international rugby because, like, international rugby league. Because I'm looking at this and, like, it's probably recency bias. So, but it really does feel like one of the best forward battles I've ever seen between New Zealand and Samoa.
Definitely.
It might not be the best, but one of the best. Like, you've got Leota and Fish, literally 4-time winning premiership. 4 premierships winning. Nikora, who was part of the Sharkies, who in a prelim. Papali'i been in a grand final. Tarpane was one of the best front rowers in the competition this year. If he didn't get suspended, I would have had him with Haas, and then if he did, Terrell, and then anyway. Then you've got on the bench like Dally M 13, Nelson Asafa-Solomona, who on his day is as good as literally any forward ever. Then you've got White, most improved forward in the competition. It is just like, I will say, really surprised Kinney. I'm not surprised because I know why they didn't do it, but I would have had Kinney over Chance. I know Kinney didn't play much this year, but like, I just think he is so electric. As long as he is fit, and I speak to the Titans and be like, is he fit? Can he play 80 minutes? He's good to go. If they said, yep, he's fit as anything, I would have put Kinney in there. I would have probably moved Chance either into the centres or had him at 19th man.
I understand why they're doing this because Chance did play that all year. Kinney had a pretty bad injury, but if I had to pick some, like if it was a grand final, like a Pacific Championships grand final, and I wanted to win, I'm picking Kinney for sure, especially because do you remember last year in the Pac
He was unbelievable. Like, he had one half where but outside of that, he was literally the best player.
He was shocking in that half, but it was actually the second half of the same game where he ended up getting man of the match, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or
he's like
anyway.
Probably one of the best players in the whole thing.
In fact, they might have actually lost that game because of Isaiah Katoa. But anyway, whatever. He killed it.
Yeah, he killed it. And so maybe because it is is it a 3-game or 4-game? 3 games.
It's 3-game and then a final.
Okay, so 4 games. So maybe they're looking at it going, look, we've got time. We've got time.
I think he'll be probably fullback next week.
Here's a big one. I want to know if my bias is speaking. I would have had Willison over Nelson.
I think I can't believe that this has happened. Willison's, the way he finished the year.
He was the best forward in the front in the grand final.
Yeah. And like he came back in the prelim.
But I thought he was the best. Yeah.
Came back in the prelim, had a good game, scored a try, and then was mad in the grand final. And like, surely they're like trying to look towards the future as well. I don't know. I'm sure these guys will get a. I'm not actually sure, but I assume they'll probably play next week. And then whoever plays the best will play in the grand final if they do make it. But yeah, I definitely would have Willison over Nelson.
It's tough though because we know what Nelson can do in that jersey, you know, like.
But he hasn't played for a while.
Yeah, it is a bit strange when you think of like Bellamy wasn't selecting him,
and Wilson. Like, it's not like this is a young, inexperienced 4-pack. Like it's Fisher, Harris, and Leota.
Yeah, and Wilson is he is
and Tarpanay.
He's the young gun forward of the premiership winning side.
Yeah, I'd be undoubtedly having Willison in his 17, definitely.
Yeah, like. Honestly, I'd be thinking between White and Nelson before Willison, maybe. I know White had a better overall year, but I'm just yeah. Actually, you know what? It's Nelson and Xavier. It's Nelson.
Yeah,
and Xavier.
I'd have White first, just based off the year. But
yeah,
it's a weird one. But I'm sure we'll see him game 2. I hope so. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess like. As long as Kieran's body holds up and he can get through it, it's a good thing. However, if he does go down or if he's, if the age is catching up, that's probably their biggest concern. Yep. Gerald Marshall King, as long as he stays injury-free, he's a great number 9. Backline, Timoko, I think he'll be really keen to, like, hit some form. Casey McLean, I just can't wait to see Casey McLean.
Yeah, next 5 years, to be honest.
Far out, just like a gun. Didn't he score 4 tries against...
That rings a bell, I'll check.
Yeah, Tonga? Or someone anyway. So yeah, can't wait to see that. You know who one of the more interesting players in the competition is? It's Jermaine Asako. Because when you talk about the best wingers in the comp, most people don't bring up Jermaine Asako, and yet he has been making this Kiwi side for quite a while now. Has been top point scorer, I think, like 2 or 3 years in a row, or at least
he's been right up the top.
Right up the top, there or thereabouts. And he never really gets mentioned in some of the better wingers.
True, he's very underrated. Very
you know what I mean? Like, and look, I'm not trying to say he is one of the best wingers. I'm just saying that, like, for how good he isn't mentioned enough in good winger conversation.
Especially, like, yeah, you're right. Last 3 years, he'd be in the top handful of wingers, I guess.
Like, was he top try scorer, like, as well, last year or the year before, something like that?
I'll check. He was certainly top point scorer. But yeah, he might have been top try scorer for Dolphins.
Yeah.
He's been... I'm pretty sure I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think he's the only player that's played every game for the Dolphins so far.
Go check his stats. Like, what's his tries been, points since he's been at the Dolphins? But as I said, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic and say he is one of the best wingers in the competition. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is like, when you talk about good wingers and you go down the list of the 10 wingers or whatever in the comp, I think a lot of people would probably forget about Jermaine Asako.
Yeah.
But he's part of the Kiwi side. Like, he's really good for the Dolphins every single week. So, yeah.
So he's been the top point scorer 2 in the last 3 years, and he was 3rd last year. He wasn't...
As in NRL top point scorer?
NRL.
So two years of the last 3, he's been top in the NRL.
Yeah, and the one where he didn't make it, he was 3rd. And the year that you're thinking of, he missed out on top try scorer by 1 try because Dom Young was the most. He scored 24 tries that year.
You know what I'm saying, though? Like, and that's from a team that wasn't even in the 8.
They haven't made the 8 once.
Yeah. So,
in 3 years.
Again, he just kind of flies under the radar a bit.
Fully.
But yeah, look, this Kiwi side, like, super excited. As I said, the real question is, as long as if we can get the best of Foz, stop, look, let's go. Let's go.
It's a great story.
It's a great story. It's just a matter of hopefully the body holds up. The fact that guys like Wilson and Kinney aren't in the side, like, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I think what you said before, like, one of the best forward battles between these two teams, it's hard to push back on, like, especially with Payne Haas coming to the Samoa team now. Like, in my opinion, New Zealand have had the best forward pack of any international team for the last
Couple
3-4 years.
Yeah. I'd back that in.
And now that Payne Haas is in this team, and also Terrell May has had a couple of games, but like I reckon it's definitely the best forward battle between these two teams.
Crazy. All right, let's look at this Samoan side.
Yep.
RTS at fullback, Taulangi, Tungal, Dean Mariner, To'o. That back line is unbelievable, bro.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Like, what?
I can't decide who's better out of the two teams.
Far out. Okay, so that back line is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So Talangi, origin level. Tungo at his best is origin level, in my opinion. Dean Mariner, like grand final hero, final series hero. Brian To'o, GOAT. RTS, fucking, do I need to say anything more? Then the halves, you've got Luai, Talangi. So they've actually got a full-on halves pairing now.
You know, I reckon Samoa's backline just beats him, because I reckon New Zealand have him in the centres. I reckon Timoko and McLean beat Tungo and Mariner just. But I reckon Roger beats Chance. And I reckon by an absolute beast, To'o and Talangi beat Asako and Mulatalo. So I reckon Samoa...
So let's talk about the centres. I would go, out of those two... Oh, man, it's not that different, to be honest. It isn't. Like, I would have... You know, it's hard. Like, Tungo's won the most premierships.
Yep.
You know, and Dean Mariner, like, Tomoko didn't have the best year this year. Like, he was solid. Then you got Casey McLean, like, all this upside. Like, it really is, like, touch or go. Like, I can't even split them.
Yep.
Okay, so the backline sorted. Halves are sorted. Their weakest point, and not because he's not a good, but he's not a 9 usually, is just Tavanga.
Yes, yeah.
If they could get a genuine 9 in there, all of a sudden, it might be the first time ever they've got a genuine NRL spine.
Genuine 1 to 13.
Yeah.
Every other position is sweet.
However, Tavanga has played 9 in the NRL.
Yep.
Handedly, hasn't been ported at all. So he's there. Then you've got obviously Josh Papali'i and Payne Haas. Like, rare.
I think, like, Harris DeVita will spend a lot of time at 9, you'd imagine.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'll tell you what, if Tino had have gone across...
Yeah. If Tino went across, then... Yeah, suddenly it gets a lot more even.
Like, imagine a front row of Tino, Payne... Like, that
Tino and Payne, you could argue they're the two best front rows.
Well, you know what? They play for Australia together.
Well, yeah. That mad photo when they're both about to run on. Oh, my
shit.
God.
Okay, so obviously, yeah, we just said Papali, Haas, Nanai on an edge, Sewer on an edge, Junior Bowlaw at 13. So, ironically, that might shock a lot of people, but people that haven't been watching Junior for a while, his ball playing is unbelievable for how big he is. So, he actually does suit him. Then you've obviously got 14. Harris DeVita, Sasangi, who form-wise was like crazy good this year. Francis Molo, Terrell May. I would say, I reckon like the depth of the Kiwis is probably better.
I'd have New Zealand's forward pack starting over Samoa, and I reckon New Zealand
bench
win.
Is better.
Yeah, New Zealand win.
New Zealand's bench is better, and then like look at New Zealand's 18, 19, 20, 21. Willison, Kinney, Sorensen, Chris.
Yep. Wow. This is going to be an absolute belter.
Whereas
Payne Haas changes everything, to be honest, for the Samoa team.
Outside of Terrell May, like Harris DeVita is a good player, but probably not on the same level as, say, a White, Clark, a Sofa Solomona kind of thing.
Don't forget as well, going back to the back line, like Critter's not even playing.
In saying that, I'd probably pick Harris DeVita over Crossland.
Yep.
But then Sasangi or I guess we'll say Aaron Clark. Go Clark. Terrell May or White.
Well, to be fair, you'd pick one of Terrell and one of White.
So Terrell May or White.
It's a tough one.
I go Terrell, I guess,
Terrell,
but by a millimetre. And then Francis Nelson, obviously go Nelson. So it's still pretty even, bro.
Yeah. I was thinking as well, like, if Taylor May and Critter were available for Samoa,
oh my God,
plug them both in the centres.
Craziness.
If you plug, if the backline was RTS, To'o, Critter, Taylor May, and Taulagi, that'd be the best backline of any international team, you'd imagine.
Jesus. I guess so. You could probably say Kiwis forward pack the best.
Yep.
New Zealand, Samoans backline's the best.
Yep.
But then Tonga have the one, the most important position with one of the best young players we've seen in generations, and it's Katoa.
It's halfback, yeah.
But yeah, this game, it is going to be absolute fireworks. I probably lean towards the Kiwis a little bit, just because like they've played together a fair bit, even though like some I'll have to a degree, but just the systems have been around a little bit longer in New Zealand. You know, whereas Samoa, it's like relatively new that they've like, and when I say relative, I'm talking like, you know, we'll say 5 years. Whereas like Kiwis, they've been a top tier side for many, many years.
Yeah.
It's hard because like usually, you know, back in the day you could go, okay, who has the best forward pack? Okay, usually that's going to win. But the game's changed.
Yeah.
The game's changed. Like you've got wingers running for 250 metres each. Look, I'm going to go Kiwis. I think they get the job done, but I think it's going to be an absolutely ripping game. I cannot wait to see, you know, RTS, To'o, Talangi. Like that is a crazy back three taking hit-ups out of your end.
I'm back in Samoa.
You reckon?
Not with any conviction. This is an absolute coin flip in my opinion. I just reckon, like New Zealand's forward pack definitely wins. It's just the Payne Haas factor. Like he pulls them up so much.
He literally is just a game changer,
Seriously.
and there's no forward pack that can contain him.
Exactly, and then just
yeah,
the points.
I mean, you could argue Leota and Fish did, even though he still killed it individually. Like,
yeah, honestly, this is gonna. I haven't been this excited for a matchup. I reckon in the entire NRL season. I reckon this is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's going to be super, super exciting. Super exciting. Yeah, wow.
Honestly, there's no point trying to make a tip because, like, it's
50-50.
It's 50-50. It really is. I do think New Zealand deserve to be slight favourites just because of what you said, and their forwards are slightly better. But geez, I can't wait for it.
Wow, what a clash.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Kinney back in there.
Yep.
Can't wait to see Willison. You know, I thought Willison was absolutely phenomenal back into the season. Absolutely phenomenal.
Also, how sick are the New Zealand jerseys?
Bro, they are unbelievable. I saw some people that didn't like them. I was like, bro, I think they're gone.
I didn't love last year's ones because I thought they kind of kept the same style but like kind of simplified it a bit. I know a lot of people liked it, but now they've gone completely away from it. And it's mainly black with just the shades of white. I don't know how you describe it, but I love it. I think it's going to look sick on TV.
Yeah, let me get it up again because I remember getting the photo. Bro, I reckon they are sick, bro.
Yeah.
I reckon that because they differentiate each other enough from the All Blacks jersey.
Yeah, of course.
But they're not your typical just V, even though I like the V. And but they're all black. Like, they're sick. They actually remind me a little bit of the Blackout Broncos jerseys.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you know, the Kiwis have had black jerseys forever, so I'm not pretending like, you know, Broncos did it first. Yeah, I reckon they're sick, bro. I really do. And I like the shades of white. Do they replicate the country shape? Is that what they're doing? Or is that just light bouncing off the jersey's grip?
I think that's just the light. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. Sorry. It's light bouncing off the jersey's grip.
I got to say, I don't know if you've seen Samoa's jersey. I only saw it for the first time today. That looks bloody cool as well. They've added a bit of red to it, which they should do because the red's like obviously part of their logo. But,
yeah. Whereabouts did you see it? Yeah, I see it here.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't mind the red. I don't mind the red there. It just gives it that, which is, you're right. Like, it is their color. It literally is their color. It just gives that extra pop, doesn't it?
Fully. Yeah.
Like that. I tell you who has the best training kit though? Fiji.
Oh, I saw.
Did you see Fiji's training kit?
Yes,
bro.
I thought it was like a one-off T-shirt or something. It's literally their training kit.
It's like it's just a mad shirt. Like, it's so good that you take all the logos off it, you'd be like, oh, what a cool shirt.
Yeah.
Like, the colors are sick. And I know Fiji will always be, you know, white and black, but I would love to see a jersey in these colors because they are sick, bro. That blue is so cool, and just the designs, and I like how it's like modern, but it still has the traditional kind of symbols and stuff across it.
Yeah,
so friggin' cool, bro. That color blue too.
Yeah,
I love the Fiji training jerseys. Yeah, so look, huge weekend. Cannot wait. We obviously got another game as well. You've got Masters, Olberg. I wonder if Paul Olberg is related to Carlos Olberg, the UFC fighter.
This is the Cook Islands team.
Yeah. He may have Cook Island heritage, I think. Yeah. Oh, sorry, for people listening. Sorry, yeah, this is the Cook Islands team. Iro's like turned into a top tier centre.
I think next year's the year people will realise, because his pec injury cost him a bit this year.
Yeah.
But he was so good.
But like very rarely do you have a top tier current position playing in these games with the Cook Islands and Fiji and that. Like obviously Fiji you have, but Cook Islands a little bit different.
Good news for Fiji, Cook Islands as well. Val Holmes is on their coaching staff, and apparently he's got an eye on playing the World Cup next year for Cook Islands.
Oh wow, okay. I think Carmichael Hunt also is coaching them.
Yes,
which is sick. But yeah, Ruben Rennie, Ioka, I think it is, Takarangi, Cassius Cowley at 7. You've got Makatoa at 8. Mason Teague at 9. He was at Penrith, then went to the Dolphins, Mason Teague. Tepe Moeora, I think you say it like that. 10. Piakora at 11. Jeez, what a great year for Piakora, where like it looked like he would come on and he'd play this great footy and you go, yeah, I see all the talent. And then there would just be something that would stop him, whether it was a head knock, whether it was 10 in the bin. Like it was like the footy gods were like, we are just never going to let you get some rhythm going.
Perfect example was after round 1 where he was benched. Everyone was like, what the hell? Why is he benched? And then he comes on and gets sin binned immediately.
Yeah, and you're like
he finished here so good.
That's what I mean. Like he finished the year, and like the whole year we've been sitting there going, "Oh, the Broncos need back rowers." And then Ricky started playing really well. So like, okay, one sorted because Ricky's really been great, but the other one they're probably going to need bring. And then Piakota comes in, and you're like, damn, like if Ricky and Piakota can play like that normally, like they are set. Like they are set. It was just such a good year for it, and also Ricky as well. Like I'm so happy for Jordan Ricky's year. Like I really think that like it sounds silly, it really does. Blokes listening to this go, oh, it's so hard being a hot bloke playing footy. But like, you know how much extra shit you get if you're hot and you play footy?
Yeah, of course.
Like unless you are the best on the field every week, you're a Derek. Yeah. Just because you're hot. Yeah. And blokes, are jealous. It's like Jordan Ricky, because he's always been a good, solid first grader, but, had moments where it hasn't been great, other moments where he's been really good, but just been solid, just kind of getting through his career with all his potential. He cops so much extra negativity.
People just assume you're just arrogant.
Just because he's good looking. Yeah. Like, it's really that simple. Like, and I'm stoked for him that he's pushed through that and he's starting to see his potential. I really am.
His final series is hectic.
So, like, it's the best footy he's ever played.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like I genuinely, when he first came into grade, I thought he had this in him. And then I thought, okay, maybe it's just, for whatever reason, he's probably not going to reach those heights, but he'll just be a good, solid first grader. Mate, his form back into the year, I'm like, he's a back rower that people will be talking about and saying he's an important part of this Broncos setup, because his kick chase and what he did was an important part of the Broncos setup in the final series.
And that is so mad. And do you remember, like, when Broncos were going through this shit middle of the year, I remember hearing whispers, I can't remember where, like, people would say, Ricky is a Madge guy. I remember thinking, oh, okay, that's interesting. And again, just assuming, that he wouldn't
not.
be. Exactly, which is so unfounded and so ridiculous. But turns out he is. Turns out he is, because he's playing his best footy of his career under Madge.
Yeah. And Ricky's another guy, like just like Payne and Paddy, because we've got such short memories. But a guy like Jordan Ricky, there was a period where he was getting fucking huge offers from so many other clubs, and he took less to stay at the Broncos
when they were pretty bad.
When they were like they were terrible.
I think he was the first like major signing during that.
They were terrible, and at that stage, like he'd just come into grade. Gun, all this potential, big, explosive, fast. And that's why, like, also, some of these young guys at the Broncos that didn't immediately catch light, it's like, okay, of course it's their responsibility, but at the same time, you've got to go, look, where the club was at. Like, who was catching light other than Payne Haas in that time?
Yeah, I know.
Like, fucking no one, because the club was a shambles. And so he's another guy that he stuck with this club. Literally, like, there are so many people that say, oh, I'd be loyal. You tell me if you'd be loyal if you're going to get paid less to stay at a wooden spoon club whilst premiership winning clubs are trying to hit you up to pay you more.
Yeah.
I guarantee you 9 out of 10 blokes wouldn't be staying loyal. And you know what? If they didn't stay loyal, I'd get it.
Yeah.
I'd get it. Like, so Jordan Ricky deserves a lot of credit as well as Paddy Carrigan. Corey Pakes has stayed for a while. Paddy, those 4 blokes. Oh, and Katoni Staggs as well. Katoni Staggs.
Oh, yeah, Staggs, yeah.
That's the 5 that genuinely stayed through it all. Okay, some more guys. Ruben Porter at 12. Peterson Rabati, 13. Lawrence and Nikakur. I don't know how to say that. Nikakura. because that NG, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah.
I'll just say Natkura. Apologies, man. Brody, Tamaris, Reece Dakin, and Wigmore. And then on the Fiji side, like, geez, talk about like a sleeping giant. Bulla, Taruva, Semi Valame, Michael Jennings, Jethro Rinakama, the young Bulldogs winger, Donahue at 6. We've been talking about Donahue at 6 for so long, so this will be really interesting. Brandon Wakeman at 7, Kama Kamitha at 8, Tagatumua at 9, Wanga at 10, Milne, the GOAT, Tane Milne's back, the GOAT. If I don't see a red card, I'm going to be filthy.
Please.
Just give me something, the GOAT, Tane Milne's back. Katonga, the back row for the Eels, young guy coming through, was at the Dogs, went to the Eels. Caleb Navale, and at 14, Terrell Kalo, Sakuru, Maya Mafoa. Yeah, like the Fiji side definitely, on paper looks better, but you never know with these games, like, especially because like it's really mainly backs that are, other than Kamakamitha, mainly backs that are in a role for Fiji. But you just never know with these games. You really don't. It's like, they haven't played together before. Sometimes it's just the team that completes the highest and wants it more in these games. So you never know. You never know. I'm so excited, though.
Yeah. International, like, imagine sitting in 2017, 8 years ago, and like the progress that international footy has made has been absolutely ridiculous. Like, I wouldn't sit down and watch an international game back in the day, and I love it.
Bro, like if it was there, I'd watch it, or if it was Samoa or Tonga, I'd watch it just because of their history off the field, and I'd probably watch the first 20 and then like maybe the last 10 or something like that. But mate, I cannot wait. I seriously cannot wait. But outside of that, what's your algo looking like?
Tell you what, this is going to sound very boomer of me, but I'm going to give you a Facebook algorithm this week, and it's joined my newsfeed. I've actually liked it so much that I've joined the group. It's called Australia Then and Now.
Okay.
And so basically, they like take a photo of like a place, and then they'll give you like a photo from like the 1950s of what it looked like.
Okay.
It's so interesting, but the reason I like it is because you just get, no matter what photo it is, you get some old guy in there who no matter what it is would say the old one's better, right?
Oh, bro,
and
of course.
There's this one where I was like, it's not worth bringing up, but then I found one. It's literally the Opera House, right? Literally the Opera House, and then it was before the Opera House, just some dirt road with some building. And some guy goes, the old one looks more inviting.
Than the Opera House.
It's the Opera House.
Oh my God, bro. What the
It's a really interesting page though. Like I started following another one called like Old School Sydney.
Yep.
It's just nice, like just seeing like old buildings and stuff.
You know you're getting old when you're doing this kind of shit.
I know. Fuck.
You know you're getting old. Like, it's, sometimes you catch yourself, like, my wife and I, just talking at bedtime or whatever, and like, what school should we put the kids in? And you go, what did you just say?
Yeah.
Did you just say what school we should put the kids in? What are you, a fucking adult? Like, it is so weird, bro. Like, I have 2 kids and they are going to go to school and we're talking like my parents talk. What the hell is going on here, bro? What the hell is going on? But I tell you what, one bit of advice I would give, if you're a new, I don't know why I said it like that. I literally never said it like that. If you're a new parent or you're about to be a parent, make sure, and you have a really strong relationship. Like, look, some relationships, like, you're just in them. Like, you're really just in them. Like, I look back at literally every other relationship I had. I didn't even like them as a person. Like, what? Like, and they didn't probably like me as a person. So, like, but if you have a genuine relationship where you like are a friend of your wife, like you even if you weren't romantically involved, you would actually go and hang out with this person. They're your friend. Make sure if you're about to have kids, make sure you keep that as a priority. Like, and what I mean by that is like, what's going to happen is you're going to have the kid, and you're going to, as a bloke in your head, you're going to keep saying, my job is to be the best father ever. That's how I'm going to repay the person I love, and that's how I'm going to, like, so all my focus is in doing the best father ever, going to work, coming home, spending time. What's going to happen is you're going to forget that you and this person had a relation, you were best friends. And if you don't spend the time to continue cultivating that, you'll look up one day and be like, fuck, we have been so focused on the kids. We haven't given each other any of the time we both deserve together. That's the one bit of advice I'd give to new parents is like, just remember that that's your best mate, and you you'll be better to the kid by making sure you keep cultivating the relationship with your. It happens to honestly. I bet you there's so many parents out there right now going, "Kempi, you're 100% right." It happens all the time, and that's something that I've learned as well. Where you think you're doing the right thing, like you as a bloke, you think that the right thing is be the best dad ever, but it's only natural for if you don't cultivate something. That it's not that it will go anywhere. Like if you're having a kid with someone, you want to be with them forever. So it won't go anywhere, but it'll just be like you'll look up and you say all those fun times we used to have. Like we've been so focused on the kids, we don't even fucking think about that shit anymore. Make sure to continue to do that kind of stuff because honestly, you will literally just wake up one day and it'll be there, and you'll be like, what? I didn't even know when this happened. Like when was the last time we went and did something together and we were laughing and didn't think about anything else except the great thing that we have. Kids just do that to you. So that's the one bit of advice I'd give to kids. To someone's about to have a kid because Jesus Christ, it happens quick as anything.
Yeah, right. Gonna be hard for me to add to that advice.
No, maybe it's advice to you, bro.
Yeah, seriously. Never thought of something like that before. It's
such a strange balance. Like it's such a weird balance. Like because you've got this kid that's yours. It's like it is the culmination of everything that is important to you as the child. Like you created it together, it's so important. But then you've got this relationship that you assume is in the kid, but it's not. It's separate from the kid. It's such a fucking weird setup. The other thing I'd say as well, if you're gonna have a second child, one of the hardest things, it's not like obviously it gets way more busier. Like 2 and 1, it's like going from 0 to 1 is relatively easy compared to going from 1 to 2. Because 1 to 2 means you have no spare time. Like so, whenever your wife has the baby, you have the other kid. Whereas before, it's like, can you take the baby? Yep, I'll have it for the afternoon. You go do your thing, blah blah. Anyway, the thing that sucks is like, what happens is that your wife, because they're so focused on the baby, and they have to be because the baby only responds to the wife. It's only natural, blah blah. That they get less time with their firstborn, and they lose a bit of that time with them, and they don't lose the relationship, but that. The connection is not as strong because they're so focused on the first baby. Meanwhile, your connection with that first baby is as strong because you're with them all the time. And so that's a hard thing to kind of balance, like keep that. It's just, yeah.
I remember you said, and I don't know if this is faded now, but I remember you said before your second child was born that like you felt this weird guilt that you were dogging.
I still do.
You still feel it?
Bro, it's so, like I find it hard hugging my newborn in front of the firstborn. Because I don't want him to see it, but he has to see it. Like he has to. Like it's so weird. You feel so guilty. You feel so bad because you can see, like you think kids are like, dumb's probably the wrong word, but you think they're like oblivious. They are not. They see everything. Like there are times where you'll say one thing, and you'll think the kid didn't even clock it. Like the kid was looking at the TV. A week later, the kid will say the word that you said. Yeah, right. I'm not even talking about funny swear words or whatever. I'm just talking like a little mannerism or whatever. And so they see everything. So like the kid, like my Rain could be sitting there and just like playing locked in. And then as soon as I get close to Hayes, he'll just be like that, looking at me. Whereas if let's say Hayes wasn't there and I walked and sat there, he wouldn't even look at me. He'd continue playing. They're aware of everything. So, but it's typical. Like it's like anything, most things that are great are hard, and it's hard, but at the same time, it's so rewarding. Like you wouldn't change it because, like, the thing with having kids, like before you have kids, you're asking the question, "Do I want kids?" But you don't have all the information. And what I mean by that is that you think that you know what love is now, but you don't until you have kids. And you might know it to a degree, like as in like you love your partner, and there is that genuine like if you fully are in a deep loving relationship, but you don't know the feeling of waking up and your child coming in, smiling and laughing, that you're awake. Like that you waking up is like the highlight of their day.
Yeah, right.
So there's stuff like that you don't know. Not that I'm saying everyone should have kids because like I had them super late. But yeah, it's anyway, that's Dr. Dennon's, Dr. Beek's family advice for the week, brought to you by, let's see, what can it be brought to you by? Grumpy Coffee, because we need coffee to get us out of bed.
Yeah, true.
But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. We will be back on Monday with a special guest. I won't say who it is, but it's someone that I've seen and been watching what they do, and I'm a fan. I like what they do. So special guest on Monday because the Guru and Timmy are over in England Bludgeon. Going over for work.
Yeah.
Work. They walked into their accountant office and were like, the accountant was like, yeah, I get you. Work. The Ashes tour? Yeah. Okay. Got a special guest on Monday. Cannot wait. Outside of that, I'm trying to think. We've got a plenty of player interviews coming up. A lot of cool stuff in the off-season, guys. I might start streaming on maybe a Friday or a Thursday. I'll let you know. Outside of that, got anything else going on, Matty?
Nothing to add. Just keen for the Ashes and keen for the Pac Champs.
All right, we'll go fuck ourselves then.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.